When you're about to go cruising, saving water is a topic that comes up over and over again. But how can you practice saving water when you feel like it's easy to turn on and forget about it? Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm going to share my absolute favorite water saving tip with you. You can use it on land and on the boat. Slow down. Today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by YouGoWear, offering the only waterproof floating phone case using dry suit zipper technology. Invest in your safety because if you don't protect, you can't connect. Your phone, in this case, is fully functional and there's plenty of room for your keys, cash, and cards. To get the only dry bag on the market with zero phone fails, visit www.yougowear.com. That's UGOWEAR.com. And use promo code BG20 for 20% off your order. YouGo. Prepare for adventure. One of the big things that's different about living on a boat than living in a house is that when you go cruising, you are responsible for sourcing every single drop of water that you have on board. You're either schlepping it in jerry jugs, catching it from the sky, making it with a water maker, or buying it from land somehow. Saving water every single chance you get will become a totally important, very vital part of your existence. And let's face it, the idea of saving water is something that's important whether you're living on a boat or living on land. Water is the most precious resource that we have, something that's easy to forget when all you have to do is turn on a tap and there it comes. One of the things that you've probably heard about, whether you're on land or elsewhere, is that you should turn the water off when you're brushing your teeth. It's a really small thing that is super, super easy to forget to do, but it can save up to 3 gallons of water every single time you brush your teeth. That's 6 gallons of water per person per day. If you're brushing your teeth twice a day, if you brush more often, that can be even more water. Just for a frame of reference, when the 4 of us cruised together on Calypso, we went through about 5 gallons between the 4 of us a day. So wasting 6 gallons on brushing your teeth, that's a huge amount of water. Once you get used to not leaving the water running when you brush your teeth, it does drive you a little bit crazy when you're next to somebody who's leaving it going, but that's a totally different topic all there. Still, it's really hard to get in the habit of turning off the tap, particularly if you have one of those old-fashioned faucets that you need to kind of turn on and off with your hand, like rotating clockwise or counterclockwise. Some of the new faucets are easy because they're one lever, so you either tip it up or tip it out to turn it on, and you can do that pretty easily even if your hands are dirty. You might always have left the water running. It never might have occurred to you that you should turn it off while you're brushing your teeth. Maybe you want to be able to rinse your toothbrush and not have to turn the water back on again. But I will say my favorite water saving tip, it involves taking the faucet out of the equation most of the way in the first place. And it's a great way to practice saving water, and it will become second nature to you. So there are just 3 steps to this. And yeah, it is really simple. So first of all, you're going to find a little cup that you can use, little glass, drinking glass, that's wide enough to swish your toothbrush around in it. You're going to fill up that cup about halfway with water. So that's probably a half a cup of water, maybe 3/4 of a cup, maybe, depends. Dip your toothbrush in the cup to get it wet. Oh, don't forget, turn on the faucet to fill up the cup and turn off the faucet when you're done. Done. You don't have to touch the faucet again. You're finished. Dip your toothbrush in the cup and then to get it wet, and then you're going to add toothpaste and brush your teeth as normal. If maybe you like to get your toothbrush wet and put toothpaste on it and then get it wet again. Maybe you like to put the toothpaste on first and then get it wet. Maybe you never get it wet. I don't know how you brush your teeth. That's how I brush mine. But when you finish brushing your teeth, you can just use that same cup of water, don't throw it out, and rinse it out. You can rinse your brush out. You swish it around. My cup is big enough that I can get my thumb in there, and you should see me right now. I'm miming what I'm doing in there as I'm talking to you on this podcast. Can't you see me? I would have thought you could. But I'm cleaning off the brush, and then it's done, and then there's some toothpaste in the water, but that's no big deal. And then that's it. You can gargle with that water that has toothpaste in it, or you can just throw that water down the drain. You're using a lot less water. I don't know, you probably could feed the plants or something with it if you wanted to, but you can actually do that very easily, and that's it. So a really easy way to save water that you can practice when you're on land is use a cup when you're brushing your teeth. Simple, plain and simple. And here's a little tiny little bonus is we use that same cup for up to 4 people. Like when we were sailing with the kids, we would have our one little cup and we would fill that with, do the 3/4 full water, and all 4 of us would brush our teeth with that. Okay, the last person's brush gets a little bit toothpastey, but it still works. And I wouldn't do this with unrelated people, but when the 4 of us were related, it was not that big of a deal. There you have it. A very simple way to remember to save water and to get yourself in the habit of doing something that when you get sailing will be second nature as well. No point in making things difficult when you move on board. There are enough challenges, so practice this one before you get ready to go. I hope you have the most spectacular week, and I'll look forward to hearing what your favorite water-saving tips are too. Thank you so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We love sharing our ideas and thoughts about cruising and tips. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with friends, and we will look forward to talking to you next week. Bye for now.